Greetings, YouTube community, UFC, MMA, fight fans nationwide. You've entered the Sports Opinion Log here in Lex Anderson world. And in today's video, you know what it already is. UFC Fight Night 147, another one wrapped up and in the books. I got Crazy Skull by my side because it was a crazy card. So I'm going to do what I do best. We're just going to kick it off with the prelims. And why not, right? Because the prelims are where the future will make their way onto the main cards. Starting with the featherweights, we had Grundy versus Narimani, who Grundy won by TKO at 4 minutes and 42 seconds in the second round, unleashing a barrage of blows to win the match in his UFC debut. And Grundy now has a 9-fight win streak. So welcome aboard to UFC. In the women's flyweight, we had Meatball McCain, the hometown girl, versus Zombie Girl Cachoeira. And of course, Meatball McCann gets the split decision win as, again, she was the hometown favorite. In the featherweights, we had Henry versus Ige. And let's see, that match was over at 1 minute and 17 seconds in the first round as Ige immediately ran after the taller Henry, raining blows, took his back, and made him tap out via rear naked choke. And Henry should be ashamed at the way he went out. Like, he couldn't stand the flurry of punches being thrown his way, and the shorter Ige jumps on his back and just makes him tap. Very humiliating. Uh, in the heavyweights, we had Safarov versus Nigamari Onyu. And Safarov won via unanimous decision. However, this fight was horribly refereed. Safarov is a dirty cheater. The fight should have actually ended in a disqualification as he held on to the octagon cage not numerous, but multiple times during the match. And at one point, when the ref was trying to separate them, he hit his opponent as the referee is trying to separate them. And you clearly hear the referee screaming, "Stop, stop." So horrible refereeing, horrible decision. But shame on Niga Mariano for not taking advantage of a fight he could have possibly won, but he obviously did not. In the lightweights, we had Diakais versus Duffy, and Diakais won by unanimous decision on that one. In the featherweights, we had Rinaldi versus Arnold Almighty Allen, and of course the Almighty, again hometown favorite, he won that fight by unanimous decision. A lot of the fights here went the full length, so it was definitely a very long card on the prelims, but it was definitely worth watching. So we shall now jump onto the main card. For the middleweights, we had Marshman versus Phillips in the battle of the Welshmen. And Jack Marshman won that one via split decision. And he has now won 9 out of his last 12 fights. For the welterweights, we had Danny Roberts versus Claudio Hannibal Silva. Of course, Claudio Silva had been unbeaten in 11 years with a 12-fight win streak, 8 first-round finishes, great jiu-jitsu, and he's a black belt as well. Danny Roberts, good stand-up game. However, Danny Roberts fought off multiple attempts by Hannibal Silva to get him on the ground and make him tap out. But however, unfortunately, at 3 minutes and 37 seconds of the third round, Danny Roberts wound up giving a verbal tap out due to an armbar, and Claudio Silva secured the win. However, this was a match also of bad refereeing because you see the replays, you see Danny Roberts screaming out something, and then the referee stops the fight. In his post-fight interview, he said that he had screamed and yelled, but that he did not issue a verbal tap out. So bad refereeing. If you're over a fighter and you're making sure, you got to make sure. Like, just because the guy's yelling, is different than him saying, "I submit, I give up, I quit." Like, those are words that issue or are worth a verbal tap out, not a guy screaming in pain, but yet he's clearly fighting his way out of the armbar. However, it also looked like Claudio Silva had it really cinched in, locked up, and started to twist. So who knows? I wasn't in there. I can only go by what I see and heard. Okay, for the bantamweights, we had Nathaniel the Prospect Wood versus Jose Quinones, London versus Mexico. The Prospect lived up to his name when he beat Quinones at 2 minutes and 46 seconds into the second round, ending his 3-fight win streak. And now Nathaniel the Prospect Wood has won 8 straight, and he's also looking forward to main eventing later on out there in London. So, what drive, what grit, he most definitely held it down. And in the light heavyweights, we had Volkan, No Time, Ozdemir versus Dominic the Devastator Reyes. And however, Dominic Reyes won that by split decision, and he stays undefeated at 11-0. And very interesting post-fight interview. He says that he'll be in London for a week and asked the fans to say hello because he would love to take a picture with them. See, and that's what makes UFC MMA fighters that much more special. Fan-friendly, engaging with the fans. It gets no better than that. However, I was disappointed with No Time's performance. As he was pointing to his wrists that he would end this fight in no time. But unfortunately, he ran out of time, and the referees did not give him the decision in regards to that match. Jumping to the co-main event for welterweights, we had Gunnar Nelson versus Leon Edwards, riding a 6-fight win streak. And Edwards did pick up the decision via split decision. However, there was a great point in the second round where he landed a vicious elbow. He, being Edwards, landed a vicious elbow on Gunnar Nelson's cheek, opening up clearly an orbital or cheekbone fracture. The hematoma was huge, but I'll give it to Gunnar Nelson. He was able to fight through it. Didn't get the victory, but Leon Edwards, of course, boldly declared that he should be the main eventer. So we'll see what happens on that note. And speaking of ending on a note, in the main event, welterweights, Till versus Masvidal, the Prophet was decreeing that Till would win, as his only loss had came against Tyrone Woodley, former welterweight champion. But unfortunately, Darren Till got that ass knocked out by Masvidal, at 3 minutes and 5 seconds into the second round. And that was all she wrote, or that was all she laid out. Like, it was devastating. He just hit him with the left. You clearly see on the slow-mo that Till is knocked out, standing up, falls down, ate another couple of blows along the way, couldn't even stand at the official announcement. I think he was crying into his towel, too. So who knows where he goes from here. But, you wind up losing to Woodley. You're number 3 in the world, and now you definitely got knocked down a couple of rungs on the ladder. But speaking of getting knocked down, the one thing that when you get knocked down, you can always come back up and seek redemption. Well, for Till, who knows when that'll be? He let me down, so I'm done with Till for now. But I am not done with these wonderful UFC MMA videos because guess what? Next week, UFC Fight Night will be in Nashville. We've got Anthony Showtime Pettis taking on Thompson in the welterweight main event. That's going to be great. If I didn't mention it already, if I'm being repetitive, it's going to be in Tennessee. So the only way you can stay involved is to do the right thing and subscribe to this channel by pressing that button to your left, the bell icon to your right. Ding! Press it so you stay updated for any and all upcoming future videos. I thank you very much for tuning into this video. Special shout out to my IGTV family out there, everyone viewing. Guys, speaking of videos, this video is sponsored by my hair company at celebrityhaircore.com. If you're looking for a better look for your lady, check us out. Link is in the bio below. And also check out Skin Dripped in Diamonds on Instagram for my IGTV family and community. IGTV, check out Skin Dripped in Diamonds. Interior decorating and fashion wear at its finest. Until next time, UFC fight fans, this is your boy Lex Anderson doing what I do best, not popping a collar because it's fight time. I'm signing out.